Welcome back. Now joining us once again this morning is Jackie Apodaca, Artistic Director for the Ashland New Plays Festival. Jackie, good morning. It's wonderful having you back again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So you have the Ashland New Plays Festival coming up here in October. So what should people expect to see there?
That's a great question, because I think when people hear that it's readings, they don't know what that means, right? And so Ashland New Plays Festival, we perform at Southern Oregon University in the Main Stage Theater there. And it is actors at music stands who are presenting these winning plays. But these are some of the best actors from around the country who are fully embodying the work that they're performing and the stories that they're performing. So it's like going to see any play. We don't have sets, we don't have costumes, but we're there with the actors hearing the story in a really vibrant manner.
And I love that they come from across the country. You know, that just means that people are compelled by these stories to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of the stories that were chosen, can you give us a little preview of the stories that were chosen as this year's winners?
I will. I want to tell you one more thing about the Fall Festival, what people can expect to experience if they come out, which is that each play is presented, and after it's followed by a talkback with the playwright. And this talkback is happening in a town and in a region that really knows theater. And so these folks in the audience are asking really incredible questions and really talking and discussing the plays, and that happens for about 20 minutes after every play. So you have a chance not only to see the story in the new play, but you have a chance to talk about it with other people who are passionate about the play. So as far as the 4 winning playwrights and plays this year, we have In Case of Bruising by Camila Boga, and then we have, secondly, I'm seeing you're showing it, this is Emma Watkins, and Emma Watkins' play is Pretend It's Pretend. This is Vince Gatton, whose play is Better. And finally, we have Naya James Sonad with Tipping Point. And all 4 of these plays are looking at everyday human beings grappling with massive, giant circumstances, right? So they start off and they even go back and forth with things that are really human. You know, the play Better starts with 2 middle-aged women working side by side in a meat processing plant. And as the play goes on, you realize that there's more than meets the eye to this meat processing plant. Tipping Point is dealing with natural disaster and 2 people just trying to make their way in the world through that process. These are really moving plays, but they are not plays that are trying to instruct us or teach us about what's right and wrong. They're plays that are asking us to look at humanity.
And I love that, because art is a way to process kind of the world around you. So I love that all of these are kind of based in regular human experiences, but expanding on them and helping you kind of understand the world around you a little bit more.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, what is your criteria for choosing these shows? I know, I get why it's so hard to choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am in the very fortunate position as the artistic director in which the volunteer readers at Ashland New Plays Festival, there are about 70 volunteer readers. These are members of the community, people who are theater fans, theater experts, theater lovers. It's a big, wide, diverse group of folks from town and also from all around the country, because some groups meet on Zoom and some groups meet in person, almost like a book club. They meet every 2 weeks over a period of about 6 months, going through all of these scripts, all 350 submissions, voting them, scoring them, debating them, arguing about them, and they winnow them down into 12 finalists. So I am in the fortunate position of just choosing from amongst the 12 best of the 350. Wow. So they're all fantastic. They're all fantastic plays. Then I have to go through them and really figure out which ones are going to come together to make our festival every year.
4 out of 350 is astonishing.
Almost a 1% situation. Yeah.
And what kind of stories appeal the most to you?
This is a great question, and this is about my 4th or 5th year as artistic director, and I have become better and better every year at just trusting my gut about what is moving, because I think that plays are art. You know, you and I listen to a song, we go to a museum and look at paintings, we're going to be drawn to and moved by different ones. So I have decades of experience in theater, but I have gotten better at understanding that, no, it's okay to rely on your gut, because all 12 of these plays are wonderful plays. So I'm choosing plays that are moving, that are well structured, of course, and that plays that I think have a place in American theater that can move forward quickly, but also just plays that have an inexplicable something. I don't know why, but this play is speaking to me.
And Jackie, I could talk about this all morning, but we do have to say goodbye to you today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, for people who are playwrights and they're interested in Ashland New Plays Festival and our fall festival, the submission date the submissions open for the 2026 festival on September 3rd, and it usually takes only about 4 or 5 days for us to get all 350 submissions.
Oh,
so if
wow.
you've got a play that you're thinking of submitting, now is the time to start getting that ready.
And it's just coming up here, so I'm glad that we're telling everybody that they might want to submit it pretty soon here.
You get it ready.
Well, Jackie, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Yes, and as we said, the Ashland New Plays Festival is coming to SOU's Main Stage Theater October 15th through the 19th. This year's winning selections are In Case of Bruising by Camila Boga, Better by Vince Gatton, Tipping Point by Nia James Sonard, and Pretend It's Pretend by Emma Watkins. For more information about these artists and the festival itself, visit ashlandnewplays.org. Jackie, thank you again so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Of course, we'll be right back.